April 16th, 2025. It's a Wednesday. I'm in Norwich, Connecticut. Right now I'm driving down Plain Hill Road. Which incidentally, I'm on Plain Hill Road right now, but now I'm on Huntington Avenue. Right in the middle of this Plain Hill Road. It switches over to Huntington Avenue. If I was going in the opposite direction, it'd be Huntington Avenue to Plain Hill Road. Very odd situation. But it's been that way for, I don't know, probably hundreds of years for all I know. I do not know the reason that the road switches over like that, but Bean Hill Green to my right. I'm going to take a ride down to the city of Norwich, Down City. I'm in the Norwich town section of Norwich right now. But I'm going to drive down to what is commonly referred to as Down City around here, the heart of the city. You know, Main Street. And I'm just going to, drive around the streets down there. It's 5:40 p.m. It's a little later than I normally do. I've done these at this time on occasion, but it's so overcast. The conditions are so perfect for filming, recording video that I just got to get out there. My motto is basically there's no such thing as too much video footage of these drives. So I kind of wanted to at least just get out here today with these conditions being what they are and pull in some video. I mean, right now I'm on West Town Street. Again, the Norwich town section of Norwich, Connecticut. But once I hit the downtown, Down City area, it's not huge, but I'm going to cover what I can down there. I've done it before, but I'm just going to keep doing these videos and gathering as much footage as humanly possible. And some of it, yes, is repetitive. But the seasons are different. The years are different. The weather is different. There's changes being made relatively rapidly down in the city. We're going to be able to record progress. I mean, if you look at the Reed and Hughes building, the former Reed and Hughes building, that went from being, a closed up. I mean, if you went back to when I was a kid, it was a thriving store, Reed and Hughes. And then it closed. The building was in disrepair for decades, and now it's being fixed up beautifully. I mean, who's ever doing the work, doing a phenomenal job. So we're catching kind of before and after. That's why I do these videos. I do them for many reasons, but one of the reasons being to see the changes, to record the changes. That's a tiny reason. That is a minor reason. But it's still a reason. Most of these videos I do for entertainment value for people currently, that watch these movies, and for your contemporary viewing pleasure. But I think the big story is going to be in the future. 25, 50, 100 years from now, whenever people are watching these things, they're going to be able to look back. And I have, tens of thousands of miles that I've covered. And this is local, so mostly southeastern Connecticut, mostly Norwich, but a lot of southeastern Connecticut. Norwich and the surrounding area. Let's put it that way. As we sit here on Washington Street with Bacchus Hospital to our right, at this very busy intersection, if I took a left, that's Harland Road. If I took a right, I would be heading up to Hartford on 395. But I'm going to continue down Washington. I'm going to go all the way down City, drive around. If it gets dark, I mean, I'm not going to be out for hours, but the one thing that can really put an end to these videos, two things: rain and darkness, real serious darkness. I mean, it can be, you know, the sun can be going down like it is now, and the recordings are, in my opinion, better because even lighting and everything. But once darkness really hits, these cameras have a tough time with limited light. There's just not enough light available, not enough available light to make a, you know, visually pleasing recording. So I got a decision. I got a fork in the road. Chelsea Parade directly ahead of me. I think I'll go down Broadway as we get another red light. It's very windy today. It's 50 degrees right now. April 16th, it's 50 degrees. A year ago, it was 87. I mean, that's abnormally warm for this time of year, but you live in New England, you never know what you're going to get. All right, there's some statues and Chelsea Parade to our right. We always mention the Rose Arts Festival tent that used to be there. NFA way over there to my left. Teal House, that white home. Park Congregational Church, they're getting a new roof or something. There's a lot of work being done over there. Broadway right here. Glorious houses, left and right. But again, heading down City, that's my focus for this video. St. Patrick's Cathedral on the left. The cherry trees are blossoming, dogwood trees, you know, flowering trees are blossoming right now. Little Plain Park to our left. One of the nicest parks in the city, in my opinion. That's me. That's just the way I feel about it. I love that little park. I'm on Union Street right now. And we're going to go down this hill. That's going to bring us right into the heart of the city. With my camera perfectly mounted on this vehicle, this motor vehicle. Okay, La Stella's restaurant right there, that beautiful brick building. Used to be the Otis Library way back. La Stella moved there recently. Obviously, La Stella, absolutely phenomenal reputation, fantastic food. The service there, absolutely second to none. It's a great restaurant. If you're in Norwich, you have to go to La Stella. It's a absolute must. So let me do a little driving around here. I got a green light. I mean, Shannon building in front of us. Let me take a left. This is going to bring me over to the Rotary. We got a little glimpse right there of the Reed and Hughes building. But let me hit the Rotary. I'm going to go all around the entire thing. If I hit the Rotary, I go around the whole thing, regardless of what direction I need to go in. I just swing right around the whole thing. And this is going to bring me to a temporary stop. That's okay. Directly in front of us, if you can see, straight ahead, that building, the tall one is Reed and Hughes. It's under, remodeling right now. Okay. So we did the full circle, which is my pretty much, my go-to move when I'm down here. Chelsea Groton Bank directly in front of us. There's a proposal to make the police station. The police station will move down into that building if it's approved by the voters. That's up to the voters. That will be some kind of renovations would take place, and I'm sure there's a lot involved in converting a bank into a police station, but that's a proposal. Let me go straight here. That's a proposal. It's not, until the voters vote it up or down, we won't know the fate of that building. YMCA is still under construction to the right. It's going to be converted into office space, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a microbrewery there. Burnham Square directly in front of me. But I'm going to take a left up Park Street just for a quick moment, and I'm going to get back down city and record more footage. So yeah, we're driving up the hill right now. And I'm going to take a left off Park. And let me take a look around here. Okay. Off Park onto Cliff Street. So Cliff will bring us right back down into the heart of the city. Anyways, there's to the left Chelsea Groton Bank. Again, proposed police station. Apparently the current headquarters for the Norwich Police Department are inadequate or, too small. I'm going to take I got to be real careful. This car's coming. I'm going to take a right into this parking lot. This might be a little unorthodox, this drive. I'm going to try to cover a lot of... I can only cover so much until, again, it gets dark and then I'm in trouble. This mural's painted, brand new mural right there. You can see that right in front of you. All right, let me see if I can sneak through here. Is this... yeah, this fence here is wide enough to get through. I hope it isn't one way. Let me take a look. I don't see an arrow, so, all right. If anybody turns up this way, I'm in trouble. There seems to be a decent amount of traffic. I got to look around. I got to be very, very careful. Looking around this corner. We do not want to get into an accident. That's good. I can get out. Okay, this puts me out onto, if I'm not mistaken, that I'm, 100% sure that I am currently on Franklin Street, but not for long, because I'm going to take a left onto Willow. I'm on Willow Street, but I'm only going to be on Willow Street for a few seconds, because I'm going to take a left onto Chestnut and work my way into the heart of the city again. Chestnut Street Playhouse to the right. As far as I know, it's still operational. It's a very nice little theater, community theater. Signs for La Stella, big mural on that building to the left, but right there, La Stella. So they've moved in very recently. Now, La Stella's was established, according to that sign, in 2001, which is cool. That means they've been around 24 years. So if you've been around that long, you're doing something really, really right, which they are. I mean, it's a no-brainer. That's one of the best in the city. But the fact that they moved in there, again, I mentioned it earlier, is, to me, a big deal. Beautiful facility. Or, beautiful building, that old Otis Library. I think it's just a fantastic move on their part. Connecticut Superior Court building to the left. A lot of famous, you got your Harp and Dragon pub and everything, restaurant and pub over there. I'm on Main Street right now. I'm in the heart of the city. Again, I've done videos down here a million times before, but the lighting is perfect right now. It's April 2025. We got to get this. And you know what? I'm going to be doing it again in the future many, many times. Let's see here. I got choices. I can go left or I can go right. Yeah, if I go left, let's do that. I can take a swing around the marina real quick. Or actually Howard T. Brown Memorial Park. Look at all those cars. Interesting. It's 5:55 p.m., so obviously for some reason at this hour, traffic kind of kicks up a notch. There's a building, Marina Towers down there. I did a video on that recently. They're going to be demolishing that very soon. The money's there. Everything's, signed, sealed, delivered. It's just a matter of when. When I turn this car left, you'll see that building. It's kind of a beige or a tan. As I turn right now, it's right in front of you, way in the distance there. That building is going to be razed or, demolished. Terminated from existence, whatever language you want to use for that. All right, let me take a quick cruise around this Howard T. Brown Memorial Park. Yeah, there's food trucks, ice cream trucks, different things down here. I'm just going to turn around right here. And you can actually get a decent view of the harbor. Right there. Look at that sky. Nice. Real nice. But I don't have time to linger. I don't want it to get dark. Not that it's not going to get dark for another hour, but still, my lighting is perfect right now. Let's keep rolling. All right, there's some interesting large vessels that I want to get a look at by going straight. And then if I can back up, I don't know if I can get down that far because there's a lot of people down here. If I get lucky, okay, good. I did get lucky. I'm just going to back in here for a second. And that way we can get a look at that boat right there. That very large vessel. I got people waiting to get in or out of here. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, he's coming to an end too. I don't know if he can go out that way. Well, maybe he can. All right, that's interesting. He went out that way. I thought that was one way. Anyways, there is the... Let me point this thing over here. There's the boat, right there. I gotta get out of here. There's a good look at the harbor right there. Let me linger on that for a second. It's beautiful. Perfect, beautiful sky. It's just, this is a nice time to be down here. There's people fishing over there in the distance. Howard T. Brown Memorial Park. There, let me point this camera at that big gazebo. They have musical performances there every year. And let's burn some time here by going up Chelsea Harbor Drive back into the heart of the city to record some more footage as this person crosses the road. Very, very good. Beautiful buildings to the right there in Norwich. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 buildings down. You have that gorgeous, what used to be a bank, I believe, with columns, and they're actually Corinthian-style columns. You don't see those in Norwich too often. Waterfront Hotel directly in front of us. Everybody knows the Waterfront Hotel in Norwich because Abraham Lincoln stayed there and campaigned in Norwich for president. I'm going to go down City Landing because I want to get a good look at that train trestle right in front of us. That is a big, huge train trestle right there. I mean, that's enormous. I'm just, the camera's not doing it justice. It's a real wide lens. It's not going to do it justice. But if you ever want to see a really cool train trestle, take a drive down. Okay, right there is behind the Otis Library, that's the disco building. Let me point this thing in a few different directions. This is just behind various buildings in Norwich. Tons of parking back here, but let me just do a little sweep so we can cover a decent amount of territory. Okay, I can't go back up the road that I came in on, so that's fine. That's a one-way situation. Look at those clouds. Perfect. When I went out to film or to record video today, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be, the conditions were going to hold for me. Another beautiful building directly in front of us. Norwich is filled with really incredible architecture. I'm going to take another right here. Decent amount of traffic for, whatever reason. Something going on. There's maybe some kind of an activity somewhere. I don't know. Something going on at the library. That's the library. I always say library. It's library. I make that mistake frequently. As we get off Main Street and we are heading down to what used to be, I'll point at the building. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get down. Let me cover some territory. This used to be the train station. You can see remnants of it right there. That building right there, smack in front of us, is former train station. Behind other really nice old buildings back here. I believe the Norwich Bulletin either runs out of this old train station or used to run out of it. I'm not sure. I'll try to find out when I'm on my way back. All right, let's see. Train tracks directly in front of us. Okay, we're behind the YMCA, so they're working full steam on this thing now. Behind other buildings, Catholic Charities right there. Let's get a side view of this train station. Former train station. And let me look for a sign if it says Norwich Bulletin or something. And you know, it used to, but it doesn't right now. So I don't know. I'm going to back up, point the camera at the building just so you can get a better look at it. Right there. I do not think it's occupied by the Norwich Bulletin anymore. I could be wrong, but there's no sign. That was going to be a restaurant at one point. I hope somebody does something with that building at some point, because it would be a shame to waste something that nice. I actually have a green light here. Let me jump on this thing. All right, let's go back into the city. There's the Morosky building. Down city, April 16th. There's some activity going down here today for some reason. There's traffic. Let's go up Bath Street. More murals on the painted on the sides of some of the buildings. I am covering a lot of... Okay, I know what I gotta do. Let's go over this, City Hall, built in 1873. We have to do that when we're down here. Because it's a glorious building. I mean, you got to see it to believe it. If you've never been in the area but never been into the city of Norwich, I would go to Listella's Pizza, grab some of their fantastic food, and just take a little walk around and look at City Hall and some of the other, amazing buildings that are down here. That's what I would do. Okay, I'm covering a lot of territory just in this, this heart of Down City. That's very important for this particular mission. Back on Main Street, I'm going to this time take a left. There's a good look at that Flatiron building right there, right in front of us. Market Street. Now, Listella's was there in that location, down the first floor of that building, that Flatiron building. So they moved from that location. By the way, Strange Brew Pub to my right, live music, an absolute fantastic nightclub, really good local bands, and bands that aren't local. They get really good bands down in that club, in that pub. Another Flatiron building right here. I believe it's for sale to my right. I would love for somebody to do that, to rehab that. I'm going to go up Church Street right now. Okay, this is, the award-winning properties to the left on Church Street. They were in rough shape many years ago and purchased and completely rehabilitated top to bottom by whatever, company, corporation bought them. And they won a lot of awards. These guys, brewing company on the right, is coming up to that brick building right there to your immediate right soon. I don't know a date, but they're working on it. as I cruise down Church Street. Now you'll get a real good view of City Hall once I get around the corner here. See, I think people... La Stella's new location is people are going to be real thrilled about that. They have a lot of fans. La Stella's Pizza has a lot of people that love their food, and rightly so. It's really good. But I think that location, that's a huge boost to this area. Norwich Art Center back there. I'm trying to think if I missed any little side streets. I'll take another left. I mean, some of this is repetitive, but that's okay. Oh, good. The police. I don't know what's going on there, but we have to yield. This is the rotary, the roundabout. Some people refer to it as a rotary. All right, let me do a clean, full coverage of this area of Franklin Street. This is a really cool area with a lot of great stores. Norwich Cameras down here. Awesome people run that shop. If you're into film photography, that is your place, let me tell you. Those guys know what they're doing. They're experts. They're into film photography, which is, I'm telling you, it's making one heck of a comeback. It never left, to be honest with you. There's just something magical about film. Digital, you'll never be able to replicate the look of, certain film stocks, any film stock. Portra 400, Kodak. I mean, just legendary stuff. Those guys at Norwich Camera will take care of you. They repair stuff. They develop film. I mean, they do tin types down there. They large format, medium format, anything you need. All right, we're driving around and around and around. That's okay. I wanted maximum coverage of this down city situation. I think I got it. Now I'm going to head... I came in on Broadway. I'm going to exit the city on Washington Street. Now there's a green light here. I don't know what the holdup is, but we'll figure it out. Trying to think if I missed any. I think without being on foot, for driving in a car, I think I covered, that's as comprehensive a down city in Norwich as you're going to get. There's apartments coming here soon on the left. What are they called? Water Street Lofts. I don't think they're open yet. Oh, it says now leasing, but, keep an eye on that. Mercantile Exchange building to my left. The old Dunkin' Donuts right there to the right. I say old Dunkin' Donuts, that's going back decades, but that's being turned into right now, remodeled. I can see they're working in there. I think it's going to be called Honest Star, vintage clothing, or I'm not positive, but the building will be... occupied as soon as they're done the remodeling. There's some work to be done with the remodeling. But every time I drive by, they're actively, progressing at a decent pace. So we're at this red light again. Yeah, I'm going to go up Washington Street. I'll work my way back. So, I think we're done. In my mind, I can't think of a single little side street or little nook that I might have missed. I think I covered it all. We got a green. So let's go up Washington, get off of Main Street. That dumps right out onto Washington Street. And I'll work my way back a little bit. I'll keep the camera rolling. Christ Episcopal Church to my left. I did a comprehensive video of that the other day, and it's on my channel right now. It's been closed since 2021. It was built in 1849. As we drive up Washington Street, a lot of nice homes, old, beautiful houses on Washington Street. And we're going to be approaching Chelsea Parade again. Blackstone Apartments will be up here on our left. Converse House, we just passed that. And there's a good look at Chelsea Parade. As we cruise on down the road. The trees are starting to fill in a little bit. Mid-April, you know, things are starting to, flowers are starting to bloom. Shrubs are starting to, you know, show a little life. What's that? That looks like a maple tree to my right. That's, you know, a couple of weeks those leaves will be in. Greek Orthodox Church to the right as we continue to cruise down Washington Street. We're going to pass into Norwich Town right now. Right now we're in the Norwich Town section of Norwich, Connecticut. We got guys jogging, or running, I should say, to my right. Jogging's kind of an old term. Running, that's what they call it. In the year 2025. So I kind of wanted to focus on Down City. I got that accomplished. As far as I'm concerned, the lighting for this particular video was absolutely perfect. Now it's just a matter of figuring out exactly where to end this thing, and then throw it in my computer, do a little editing, upload it to YouTube, and hit publish. Then you guys can watch the proceedings. As we cruise down Town Street. But I think I'm going to call it a day real soon. You know, a lot of these videos, I kind of shut them down when I hit that first Congregational church up ahead, way in the distance there. You can see that white, old white church. When I get real close, this video's over. Let me approach this. That's the end of the video.